Hey everybody, this is Presto.
CorporalNosaj.
And you're listening and watching episode 51 of the Nintendads podcast.
We are over the hill.
We're like on the other side of the hill. We're like on like the other hill. The hill beyond the hill. Today's episode, we are talking about... We haven't done a pure news episode in a while, mostly because there hasn't been that much news, but today we are doing a pure news episode on possibly the biggest piece of news that's been in gaming for like a while. And that is, obviously, if you're watching this, you know what it is. If you're listening to this, you click the description, you also know what it is. But for the blind, dumb, and deaf, we are talking about Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. Bum, bum, bum. Two companies I don't particularly like eating each other up. Yeah. So, but before we dive in, one of our New Year's resolutions was to be better with our regular segments. And one of those segments is what we are drinking. Hello, Tom. How you doing? Our day's going great. We are starting an episode on the Microsoft Activision Blizzard acquisition. Because it has a lot of implications. You'll see. When we initially started talking about this, we started talking about it, and I'm like, there's a lot of implications. There's a lot of implications around this. And we're like, what are the implications? And then we were like, well, there's this. And now that they have this title or this series, they now own this and this and then and then and then. And there's a lot more to this cluster than meets the eye. And some of it's good, some of it's bad, most of it's just doomsday awful. But before we get into all that, I'm parched, Corporal. What are you drinking these days? What are you sipping on?
Today, we'll ASMR for those at home.
It got noise canceled out. It didn't hear it. It didn't pick up at all. It didn't
horrible.
pick up.
It sounded good on this end. Today, I am drinking Guava LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Yes, I know. I'm bougie.
LaCroix is like if they shipped seltzer in the same shipping container as another fruit, and that's all that you get of that flavor.
I disagree with you, but okay. You're welcome to your opinion.
I'm drinking water because I'm thirsty. But when I'm not drinking water, I'm usually drinking coffee in large quantities. And even though it is freezing here in the Northeast, I've been drinking a lot of cold brew. I managed to get to a Rook Coffee Roasters. If you're in the Northeast, mostly like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, you're going to have to trek for it. Rook Coffee Roasters is my favorite coffee on the planet, and I got some of their cold brew recently, and I've been carefully doling it out. La Colombe, I also got recently, some La Colombe cold brew. I hear the alerts going off, but I don't see them. Or maybe this is...
It's just us.
Oh, it's just you.
Tom, do you live in different areas than each other? Yes.
Example, I am always dressed in like heavy ass like winter clothes, and Corporal can barely keep his clothes on. Yeah.
Yeah, so we both grew up together. If you're new to our channel, we both grew up together, lifelong friends since like 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that.
Yep.
But we grew up together in New Jersey. Presto at some point found himself in Missouri. I found myself in Florida. Presto went back to New Jersey, and I'm still in Florida.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we've done one episode of the show. Kudos, pop quiz. If you can figure out and tell us which episode it is, I'll be impressed. We've done one episode of this show where we recorded in the same room, and every other episode has been like this remotely.
Working on almost 3 years of this show going.
Yeah, it'll be... We're we're a little shy of 2.5. We're almost at 2.5. 2 is in October, end of October. Is our 2-year anniversary, and then next October will be 3-year. And I actually low-key dread it, because if you were present for our 2-year anniversary, you know how much of a shit show that was. So I'm slightly concerned about liver failure for our 3-year celebration, but hey, we're doing good things. But yeah, La Colombe. La Colombe is more widely available. I've been drinking a lot of that cold brew. Beers, still the usual stuff. Nothing cute. Yards, Trogs, sours, stuff like that. More importantly than what we're drinking, what are you playing, Corporal? What have you been playing lately?
Just nothing more than Genshin Impact, really. It's all I've been
You're
playing.
16! You're AR-16!
Yeah, AR-16. I'm finally able to play multiplayer now.
There we go.
I have been playing Halo, and I need to get back into playing Halo, but I have not played Halo since we've started playing Genshin Impact. Because I've been trying...
Because you're so hooked.
I'm dedicated to the cause.
I have been playing... Yeah, he hit level 16. Yes. Thank you. With your help, Jeremy, I was in that stream. I checked it out. Yeah, I have not been playing Genshin Impact as much, or
Slacker
at all. I have been playing. Guess what I've been playing? Take a guess. You'll never get it.
Monster Hunter.
Oh my god, you're psychic. We really have been.
That's all you play.
It's so good. Okay, well, actually, this is an exciting bit of news. So, first up, I have to give a ginormous shout out to Jono. Jono is the Capcom community manager for Europe. And the host, every time Monster Hunter goes live on Twitch, which they do, I think, a couple days a week now, they do community hunts. And the host is Jono. He's a very charismatic UK streamer. He's got blue hair.
Melissa Bowden.
Hey, Melissa, how you doing?
I don't know why I'm getting notifications. I don't even have stream.
I hear it, but you're getting them. So, and I can't see them because my show notes are in front of the thing. So just call them out when you see them. So Jono, who the community manager for Capcom Europe, does all the Monster Hunter streams. He was gracious enough to provide a game code for Monster Hunter Rise on PC after seeing me gush on Twitter about how we've talked about Monster Hunter Rise on the Nintendads, that I've played it to death, that it's my Switch game of the year. He was kind enough to provide me a PC code. So I've been going back and forth, playing on Switch, playing on PC. Next Monday, we are doing special back-to-back episodes, and I will go into more detail about what I think of the PC version. Who is it? Kevin! Welcome in. Thank you for liking. So yeah, I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Rise, obviously. And then, there's another game I've been playing. Oh my lord. Windjammers 2. Come on, camera.
Oh, yeah,
focus.
Camera's having a hard time.
Windjammers 2, because I got so many lights going on. Windjammers 2 is a new game that just came... Oh, there we go. Windjammers 2. It's a sports... It's a sequel of a retro game called Windjammers, arcade game. And it's basically like Pong meets volleyball meets air hockey?
Yeah, that's
and it's super cool. And I have to give another huge shout out. It's been a pretty nice week. I have to give another huge shout out to Streamforge for providing that code. What is their Streamforge? Yeah, Streamforge GG on Twitter, or I think their website is just streamforge.com. But Is it Stream? Yeah, streamforge.com. They do cool stuff with providing, like being a matchmaker. Is that mirrored to you, or is it just mirrored to me? The display. I think it's just mirrored to me.
It's mirrored on Facebook, but it comes in straight on Discord.
Dagnabbit. Anyway, Streamforge also graciously provided me with a code for Windjammers 2. A couple codes, in fact. I got a code for me.
So,
and then we might have an extra.
If you're interested in Windjammers, you like that retro style game, you're looking for something that's a large learning curve, but a very competitive game, tune in Wednesday?
No, just watch our Facebook page. Keep an eye.
Yes.
Keep an eye. There's things coming. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. Keep an eye.
There's things coming, special things coming.
Yeah. Jeremy says Sony can't afford to buy a gaming PC or an Xbox. A Sony gamer that can't afford a gaming PC or an Xbox. They hope to continue to provide product for all consoles, even new games coming out. I keep hearing rumors that World of Warcraft is trying to build a console version. It would be nice to get back into that. Yes, we've also heard these rumors. We are going to talk all about
We're going to
that.
talk about this. Tom is excited for Wednesday. Here we go. So, everyone, if you don't know, because we are primarily a podcast and a streamer group second, I guess you could say, although we do a lot of streams. We also put out all of our podcasts out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, wherever podcasts are heard, it's out there. So for those of you who are listening to this after the fact, obviously we're doing a live episode. We're responding to people in comments. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, come find us on Facebook, Nintendads on Facebook, or Twitter or Instagram, and you can watch our live episodes there.
Yeah, I only have Rise on my Switch, so it'd be cool to win that. Yeah, come by, come through, watch our page tomorrow and Wednesday. You'll see. Was that? I think that's all I'm playing.
We were talking about what we were drinking. That's what we kind of got lost there.
No, what we're drinking, and then what we were playing.
What we're playing. So
I don't know if you're aware. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Windjammers, a lot of Monster Hunter Rise, and one other mystery game that is plunging me into madness.
That is something that you drink.
Mm-hmm. So, also next Monday, a little teaser, tune in. Drink Canadian beer much stronger than American. I know it. I've had plenty of Canadian beer on my trips to Toronto for axe throwing. Right there.
Yeah.
And yes, that's true. Did you know, Corporal, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this yet. Maybe you don't know. A certain game got released.
Oh no, I know.
Oh, okay.
I've been waiting to have this moment. We have discussed the Nintendo Online service at length in one of our past episodes, and whether or not it's worth it. And I have never been quiet about my love for Banjo-Kazooie. But Rare is a Microsoft company, because Microsoft bought them, and I have Banjo-Kazooie on my Xbox. I have said that the Nintendo Online service can only bring a certain handful of games that would pique my interest. While Banjo is one of them, they are still not doing enough to get me willing. Oh, I left my wallet downstairs. Let's say, open up my wallet and give them any money. They need, if they want me to be at all aroused by their services, they need to bring me some Donkey Kong.
Ooh, banana.
Donkey Kong 64 is the only thing. Like, I love Banjo-Kazooie. I have probably played more Banjo-Kazooie than I have played Halo, and that is saying something.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
You'd be surprised how many times...
all of the Halos combined?
Oh. Nah, if you were to
There's
stack
not
them
a chance. Not a chance.
yeah, if you were to stack them hour by hour, then no. But Halo Combat Evolved, the first game versus Banjo-Kazooie,
Okay, that I can see.
they're pretty close. But I'm telling you, Banjo's a favorite game of mine, but they need some Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not interested.
That's fair. Good mail. Thank you for the like. And Super Mario MMORPG. Listen, we don't even have private messaging yet on the Switch.
True.
Fan of Tooie? Oh yeah. Banjo-Tooie? I think I might prefer Banjo-Tooie.
Banjo-Tooie added a bunch of new things to the game that expanded its world, and I thought were really good. I'm a huge fan of the classics. I'm an old school kind of guy, so I could blindly play Banjo-Kazooie and like speed run that game. But Tooie is definitely a good game.
I like to play Tooie more, but I like the charm of the original.
Okay.
You get turned into a washing machine. Click Clock Wood.
Click Clock Wood was the bee.
The bee? Yeah, the bee.
The washing machine was in the second game where you had to wash the mechanics' clothes.
Are you sure? You didn't turn into the washing machine in the first game?
No.
Oh, well then Banjo-Tooie is the definitive best Banjo-Kazooie game. An appliance? I want to be an appliance. The last item on our game list before we jump into the Microsoft.
If you want to throw a poll in this episode, feel free.
It's too complicated.
If you
it's
think
too
you can
complicated.
pull
Oh no,
off.
actually I have it saved. Yes. Okay, you talk about this while I set up the poll.
So, I am a huge Pokemon fan, and we have a Nintendo-based podcast and game show. So, it's only fair that we talk about the new Pokemon game that's coming out, Pokemon Legends Arceus, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I want to definitively say CorporalNosaj does not care for the title of this game.
The title?
But I am very interested in this game coming out. So, I want to tell you, Pokemon Legends is definitely on my radar. I don't know if it's worth $60. I haven't seen enough of the game.
Because a lot of the game has gotten leaked.
Yeah.
A lot of the game has gotten leaked.
And I've avoided most of it. So I like to say that Pokemon Legends is definitely on our radar. It's definitely something that we want to play. We've even talked about adding it to our stream schedule, and we really want to get feedback from all of you. Is Pokemon something that you think that we should play? Play on stream? I mean, it comes out on Friday. Friday is normally our co-stream day, so we may just stream it together, and, you know, one person plays and one person talks and whatever. But I'm very interested in to see what direction they take this in. I'll be telling you that ever since Breath of the Wild came out, I was so pumped for them to make an open world Pokemon game in that style. So this kind of fits that itch, and I'd like to say that I called it way back when Breath of the Wild came out, but I don't have any definitive proof unless you go back to our original very first episode where we may have talked about it with Nick Yeti, and we went on a huge rant about how children are ruining the gaming genre. But that's another conversation.
Filthy casuals. You can vote now on your phones on whether merch slogan ideas. I want to be an appliance.
Yes. Yes. Tom.
One day I'm gonna have to go through and clip some sound things out. So like when we like get a new like or a follow or something, you just hear me say, "I want to be an appliance."
Yes.
But yeah, so you can vote. Look, there's a little poll if you're watching. I don't know why I'm showing it, because if you're watching it, you already see it. You can vote on whether we should get and stream Pokemon Legends Arceus. And the last poll was pretty definitive that we should get it. But we're going to run this for the rest of the episode and see what the verdict is. I have a feeling I know what it is. I already know what's going to happen. Spoilers, I already know what the vote's
You already know.
Okay, anyway, let's cut.
Are you excited? Are you excited about Pokemon Legends Arceus? Do you have any definitive opinions about it?
I am. I need it to be, and I've read that it is, but I need like to know that it is I need it to be a little more challenging than Sword and Shield, because Sword and Shield, like, the story was so dumb, and I fell asleep multiple times.
They should have had a hard mode.
Yeah. But I've heard Pokemon Legends is a little bit more adult. It's a little darker. I'm a fan. It's harder. I'm also a fan. Pokemon in the wild, if you don't play correctly with types, so like, water, fire, all that, you can get one-shotted by Pokemon in the wild, even if you're like 5-10 levels above them. If you're not careful with your typing, you will get washed.
That's pretty accurate to what the original understanding was, so that's cool.
And supposedly it's like 60 hours to do the full run of the story and reach like the true ending. And then supposedly there is post-game challenges, bosses, things to do. So that, I actually read that between when we spoke about it last today and now. So that
we talk like every other hour.
that scooched me a little closer to being interested. And it's a game that I can play and my son can watch and like get excited about. That is also a big piece of it.
Yeah.
Can't remember what game it was. Somebody modded an FPS game to be a Pokemon game and was running around hunting Pokemon with a rifle.
Yes, I saw that. I may have sent that to you, Presto, as a TikTok recently. I saw that. Somebody modded a first-person shooter, and the guy had like shotguns and rifles, and like a Zapdos was coming at him, and he just like blew him away.
I mean, there is a game coming out that's basically Pokemon with guns. I forget what the name of it is, but it's like, it's wild. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
Anyway,
moving on to the
Blizzard
main topic of our show.
So, just as a quick last time on the shit show known as Activision Blizzard on Dragon Ball Z, Blizzard is in a whole.
We gotta take 3 episodes to finally get
buckety
to an
yuck.
punch.
Blizzard is in trouble. They did naughty no things. They sexually harassed people. A lot of things have come out in the last 6 months. 6 months?
Higher
4
level,
months?
mid-level management has very predatory type practices.
Big bad
in their
times.
company.
People have been fired. People have been like subpoenaed. People have been like, it's real bad. If you don't know, just search Blizzard bad, and I'm sure that's even that you'll find it. Trust me.
So,
anyway,
Microsoft has looked at Blizzard before.
Their CEO being a douchebag at the last meeting. I mean, it wasn't just the last meeting.
Microsoft wanted to partner with them in a more serious level than they have. And Phil Spencer's even came out in interviews and have been like, yeah, how we handle Blizzard has changed recently. And I just like to put a pin in that.
Oh, and that's like, right. I forgot about that. He did say that.
That's where he left it. But in the past, they had very strong communications with Activision in how they were going to create partnerships for a lot of their games with Xbox, with Game Pass in mind specifically. And then things shifted a little bit within Microsoft, and then 2019 is when like the California lawsuit came out. And that's where things started escalating, and Microsoft backed away. Since 2019 to now, Microsoft clearly has just watched the stock of Blizzard plummet, and then they're like, okay, now it's time. We have conversations again, but this time we're negotiating this. So, as you all know, Microsoft has purchased Activision and Blizzard. Now, for a huge sum. This is $68.7
billion dollars. What?
Leave 5 minutes early. Wait, what?
This is what? Yeah, the Blizzard, Activision Blizzard CEO came late to a meeting, left early, and because he's checked out. He's checked out. He knows that he is on borrowed time, and that there is not a prayer of him not getting his ass fired personally.
Oh yeah, most certainly.
I'm very surprised they haven't done it. Well, it doesn't go into effect until July.
Yeah,
or something. It's like on a longer timeline. But that man,
truthfully, like he's
screwed.
Yeah,
and he should be. Anyway, this isn't about him.
I'm surprised that it hasn't happened already. I'm surprised that he hasn't resigned.
Well, it probably hasn't happened already because it can't happen yet. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
that's the only way he's still on the boat.
So that is the big topic of today's conversation, and that's why we're here, is Microsoft buying Blizzard, and what does that mean for the gaming industry as a whole? Naturally, we're a Nintendads podcast, but a lot of these games can have an impact on what happens on all gaming platforms. We had Overwatch recently come to the Switch, and we had a whole conversation about how that was a trash move.
It was terrible. It's the worst thing.
Now, it's funny, though, because Microsoft has a very good working relationship with Nintendo. So I very much love their working relationship, and I would like to see more things come to the Nintendo platform. So maybe this opens up the door for other things?
Maybe.
The first game, like if you're looking at
on episode 150 in the Nintendads podcast, the headline's going to be Microsoft buys Nintendo. Now owns all controllers.
I will wear my M money sign shirt with pride.
There's no shot. Nintendo will go bankrupt before they sell to an American company. There's no.
That's true. That's very true. But looking at the banner that's above us, there's only one game that's on here that
I forgot that
probably will land on the Nintendo platform first, and it's Candy Crush.
I don't think
Candy Crush is a mobile game. We already have so many mobile games on
Sony would have a better chance. But Candy Crush isn't even on. They're on no. It's not any console, right?
No, it's a mobile game.
Yeah, so it's not. I get it. No.
Microsoft could make it happen.
Anyway, let's talk. Yeah, Nintendo would never sell out.
Never sell out. Yeah.
The biggest. So let's break it down. So they acquired, as you can see above, these are the main games that they have gotten, and by far the biggest and one that I hate the most. I can't point to it. It's off my screen. Is Call of Duty.
There.
Yeah, you can get to it. Call of Duty, if you haven't heard of it, it's a first-person shooter.
No. Yeah.
And it smells like old socks that Blizzard Activision has been wearing, getting sweaty, and just rinsing, not even washing the series. This is how Blizzard treats this game, or Activision treats this game. They wear it like a dirty pair of socks. They run through piles of money with it, and then they don't even wash it in like the machine. Like the machine from Banjo-Kazooie. All they do is run some cold tap water over it, like whip it, and then put the socks back on and run again. I hate Call of Duty so much.
I was about to say, you've got some serious hatred.
Call of Duty. You're going to see a lot of. I'm going to have a lot of not happy things to say.
I love the Black Ops. Back in my day, I played a lot of Black Ops.
Modern Warfare 2 was my jam.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. Old school Call of Duty's fine. New school Call of Duty, you put it in the Overwatch vomit pile.
I quickly jumped over to Battlefield at a very early age, and that's where I played most of my military shooters from.
Yeah, yeah. But nonetheless,
Call of Duty
massive,
is one of the
biggest games out there.
Call of Duty is one of the biggest games that they have. And there's no way that Microsoft will allow that to be an exclusive.
No, they've already said that Call of Duty will continue to be available on other platforms, PlayStation. Yeah. So that's everybody having a heart attack about that. But curious, they officially came out and said, "Don't worry, Call of Duty is going to remain on multiple platforms." See you later. They didn't say anything about anybody else. They didn't say anything about... I think Overwatch will also remain on multiple platforms.
Yeah, Overwatch will stay just because it's got a pretty big...
Well, it'll stay. I'm more thinking Overwatch 2. Because Overwatch 2 is glorified DLC. I've said it so many times.
I'm also... Overwatch 2 is DLC the same way... What was that other game that we just recently talked about that was like a DLC? And they shouldn't have even made it 2. They should have just made it DLC. Oh, Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 2 is a DLC that was turned into a full game. I've got very strong feelings about Zelda. I'm not wearing my Zelda shirt today, but I have very strong feelings about Zelda, and they need to really bring it.
But Overwatch 2 is just... Yeah,
Overwatch 2...
So Overwatch is the next one on our list. Will this affect... First of all, also, just need to make a quick note that Call of Duty League, the esports circuit, is one of the biggest esports leagues in the world.
Yes.
And right under that is the Overwatch. Well, Overwatch League has kind of fallen from grace. It was bigger.
It was pretty big.
And then now it's not. But, I mean, Overwatch 2 got delayed.
I agree with you. Battle Royale games.
Oh my god.
Becoming toxic. Yes.
Yeah. But Overwatch 2 got delayed, and people were starting to get pretty nervous because the dev team has taken some wild swings at, like, the direction that it's going to go in, and it's just been, like, really not confidence-inspiring.
Overwatch platform died halfway through Overwatch's life when they started changing how, like, multiplayer works.
Yes. They started dying because they stopped paying attention to the game and started putting all their resources into the Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Which was fine for a little while, but then, like...
In the very beginning.
Yeah, but then they just started adding every character has a stun, every character has a crowd control, every character has a sleep, and it just became this, like, power creep, and the game is, like, unrecognizable. Like, if you played the game in the first couple months and you didn't play it for a couple years and you went back to it, you would be like, well, I don't even understand what's going on the screen.
The first year of Overwatch is a whole different game than what is available right now.
Yes, yeah. I think Overwatch 2 development will go much more smoothly because now it's got some Microsoft money behind it. I don't know how involved Microsoft's going to be in the actual development. I think they're going to go, Blizzard, your dev team, do their thing.
Yeah.
Because it's so separate, which I don't know if I have a lot of confidence in that either, but at least it's going to get paid for.
I think Overwatch, or Microsoft is going to look at Overwatch and be like, this is an afterthought in the gaming community. Either fix it or don't. But it's your responsibility. And if you don't do well with it, we'll cut you.
Yeah.
That's exactly how it'll be handled.
Yeah. Overwatch. Good luck. Good luck, Overwatch players. Your thoughts?
I would still be an Overwatch player if they kept things basic, but they changed.
No, it's too different. But moving on, so Call of Duty, Overwatch... More on the nose of those two is esports in general, because Microsoft now owns two of the biggest esports leagues, and that's a big deal because
they'll own because there's I don't know if there's a whole esports for Halo as well.
Yeah, but I mean these are two. Yeah, they own Halo, obviously. But now they own Overwatch and they own Call of Duty, and that's a lot of cards to be holding when your competitors aren't holding any, right? Sony doesn't own any esports leagues, right? Everything else is cross-platform.
Most
Phil
of the
Spencer
games-
comments when they bought it, it didn't inspire confidence in future projects for Sony consoles. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the other, I mean, the top, I was looking at it before, but a lot of the top esports leagues, top esports games are
League of Legends.
Dota 2. This might be out of date. This doesn't seem accurate. Oh, this is by prize money, but relatively the same. Dota 2, not owned by a console like that's a developer. Counter-Strike, Fortnite, League of Legends, No, this list is malarkey. PUBG.
Are you looking at the 2021 release?
Yeah, most popular. Let's
Dota,
see.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
Arena,
League of
Power.
Legends. There's
of
a lot of different games on here. I guess PUBG is probably up there. I guess I'm not super plugged into the esports side of
Overwatch
things.
is all the way down at like number 15.
Well, it is now. Yeah, Dota 2. Yeah, Overwatch. But the point is that Hearthstone. Hearthstone has a pretty thriving.
Super Smash is down in the 30s.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're on any list. Rocket League. That's the only one that I would probably be interested in. And then all the fighting games, obviously, I have much love for the FGC. But yeah, so basically, all the almost half of the important first-person shooter esports leagues are now owned by Microsoft.
So, I mean, Jeremy, clearly you are a Sony guy. I'm a Microsoft guy. Presto, you're a PC guy. We all are kind of pulling in different directions. How much fear, I wonder, does the Sony community have with this purchase?
I don't think so. People don't buy PlayStation games for multiplayer, right? Do they?
I don't.
PlayStation.
I have a PS4 downstairs.
I don't know why. I don't know why people buy PlayStations.
I may have turned it on maybe 4 times in the past 9 months, and that's only to play Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, Sony's doing great. PlayStation 5 is obviously. I'm a Sony guy, and I have no fear for this. Yeah, I don't think unless you're a hardcore. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. I was gonna say if you're a hardcore Overwatch player and you're worried about Overwatch 2 not coming out on the PlayStation, that would be the only person that I think is worried about this from the Sony camp. But if you're a hardcore Overwatch player, you're not playing on console.
Console. You're playing on the PC anyway.
Yeah. Call of Duty would be the likeliest thing where people would be like, I'm going to lose my Call of Duty, but they already said that that's not going to be a thing. So
I'm not even talking about online competitive, but because Sony, and I guess my question is not just about the Blizzard purchase, but it's about Microsoft's purchasing of games as a whole.
Bethesda.
Yeah.
That's where they can really swing their weight around with exclusives
Bethesda
too.
as well, and let's talk about.
They just have infinite money at this point. They're just buy.
How big that thing is that they're just slapping it on the table.
They're like me on Amazon, in an altered state at 3 a.m. I'm just like, oh look, there's so many things on my wish list that I can afford right now. Seemingly, buy. Microsoft.
So Tom says, as a Sony guy, you're not worried. We got the Spider-Man character on Marvel Avengers, which I was happy about. Not the best game, but great addition. And Jeremy, the current contracts will be honored. This is true. This is true. All the current contracts will be honored. The only one that interests me would be WoW on console.
Yes. Right into our next point. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yes,
Did Jeremy get access to our show notes? Did we accidentally post them somewhere? Because that's literally the next thing we're going to talk about is WoW.
We should probably have a donors list of people who can get access to our show notes. That would probably be fun.
That would be such a perk.
Right?
A read-only access to show notes.
Because we make our show notes very entertaining.
That's such a... Oh, yeah, we shit-talk each other in the show notes. If you ever see us looking off camera and then being like, It's because we're like we talk shit to each other in the show notes. It's funny.
For example, the section right now is what are you drinking? CorporalNosaj, LaCroix, Presto juice.
Oh, just wait till you get to the show notes of the bonus round. I typed some things up. So World of Warcraft. So first of all, World of Warcraft, similarly getting the tar beaten out of it. Actually, World of Warcraft started losing players before Blizzard started sinking because their last couple updates, people have not been happy. There has been a mass exodus from World of Warcraft to Final Fantasy XIV. So much so that Final Fantasy XIV, I don't know if anybody knows this, had to stop selling the game and stop allowing new accounts to be made because their servers were so overloaded that they were like, we can't, listen, y'all gotta chill, we can't take any new players right now. Like, the queues for getting into servers was like in the thousands. So WoW's been getting its ass kicked by Final Fantasy XIV.
And because of the amount of people who are leaving WoW, and it just dumping that much more, like, Final Fantasy XIV is doing really well on its own. But the exodus of WoW is exasperating that situation even more. Yes. And a lot of them leaving WoW is also because of so many gamers are, I'm going to say, paying with their wallets, but they're not. Like, they're not paying. They're telling you that we're not going to pay you because of the sexual allegations that happened with that company. Yeah,
and to Jeremy's point, he said that he used to play WoW, but he can't keep, and that's a big thing too, is PCs are very expensive and very difficult to upgrade because the pandemic has made everything hard to get, especially components.
You've got like a string attached to your elbow.
I do? Oh, hey, look. Oh, spaghetti from dinner. Yeah, PC is in short supply, so being able to play on console is key. So the big question is, and that's my saying that is that a lot of people are playing Final Fantasy XIV on console now.
For a long time, our inner circle wanted to play Final Fantasy XIV.
I played a little bit, yeah.
We were all on the WoW train for a while, and then we all jumped off of WoW, and then you guys all tried to do Final Fantasy XIV, and I was the only one who didn't jump on that train.
Yet.
Yet.
Will World of Warcraft come to console? I think out of everything that could happen from this acquisition, that's probably the most exciting, like, game-changing, impactful thing. Is World of Warcraft coming to console? Or... No, World of Warcraft coming to console would be the biggest thing. The second biggest thing would be if they bundled World of Warcraft with Game Pass.
Most certainly.
If they said, okay, if you have Game Pass for PC, you get to play World of Warcraft. That, because even me... Well, I mean, Game Pass is the same price as World of Warcraft, roughly. So, but if I still was paying for Game Pass, and they were like World of Warcraft, like I don't know actually. I don't know how many friends I have that still play World of Warcraft. I think they've all moved to Final Fantasy XIV.
I think you'll bring people back. Now, so let's put a pause on that real quick because we say that a lot of the reason why Blizzard is losing its fans and losing its players is because of these sexual allegations. Like, that's one of the reasons why their stock
has... Yeah, but WoW, they started losing WoW players because WoW has not been good for, like, a long time.
Correct. And how they've handled DLCs and everything else. With Microsoft taking over, and we'll discuss this slightly later, but they're going to whitewash and try to fix a lot of the company problems. Do you think that is enough to then get WoW back on track?
Yes, 100%. I think Blizzard, Activision getting acquired by Microsoft is the best thing that could have happened for Activision Blizzard because Microsoft is cutthroat corporate. They will drop the hammer on anybody with shifty eyes.
Because they do not want their image to be, tarnished.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Microsoft has a reputation that's not just in the gaming community; it's in the corporate environment for computer systems and everything else. They cannot afford to have things go awry. They will throw every lawyer they have to keep it quiet and to get them out of the light.
Yeah, Jeremy, Sony is working on a PlayStation Plus edition of Game Pass, which the last thing we're going to talk about is Game Pass and sort of subscription-based things. But that's a good point. But yeah, Microsoft is going to clean out Activision Blizzard like Mr. Clean with a flamethrower. It's gonna look completely different. I mean, from the outside perspective, whatever.
Clean out your colon like Taco Bell.
Oh my god, it's gonna be like X-Lax on crack. It's just gonna, it's all gonna be gone. 100% a good thing. Yes. I mean,
Activision has gone down.
Yeah,
the past 5 years.
It's like a forest with just tons of dry leaves. It was a fire. It was a bomb waiting to go off. Fire waiting to happen.
Activision itself. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Activision was the distributor for Destiny. Is that correct? Was it Activision?
Maybe Bungie.
Who was the publisher?
Bungie was, and then Microsoft bought Bungie.
No, Microsoft sold Bungie. Bungie left Microsoft.
Oh, yeah.
They spun it into 343.
Microsoft is going to put Activision Blizzard through the appliance. Yes, they are. Bungie Activision.
It was Bungie Activision. Okay. So, Activision, that's where I think a lot of these problems started. Bungie left Microsoft and started their Destiny game. And in their development process, they partnered with Activision to be the distributor, Bungie being the developer and Activision being the publisher. Mm-hmm. And Activision put so much restraint and control on Bungie with how they wanted that game to be released and when, in order to change things, that they chopped that game up into a portion of what it was. What got released for Bungie's original release was a third of the game, and then they charged you DLC for the other parts. And it was clear as day once all of the DLCs were released that they basically took the story up and cut it up into different sections.
Yeah.
And Activision totally ruined Destiny. And I think that was the start of Activision's decline. Their predatory actions was the catalyst that brought things to light. But at the beginning, Activision was a crap company to begin with. And it started with their partnership with Bungie.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I kind of liked Dinklebot. I understand that a lot of people didn't care. For those of you who don't know, I don't know the actor's name, but who's the short guy, the midget in Game of Thrones?
Tyrion. Oh, the guy who plays Tyrion Lannister.
Yes, the little guy. I don't know his name.
Oh my gosh, I'm having a total brain fart. I can't remember. Somebody will know. Somebody will post it in like 2 seconds. Peter Dinklage. Yeah, that's why they call it Dinklebot. Peter Dinklage voiced the, I'm going to say, the fairy, like in Link, you've got the fairy. Hey, listen. Yeah.
But in Destiny, you've got that little robot. Peter Dinklage voiced the original robot.
Really? In Destiny 1?
In Destiny 1. And so many fans that complained about it that they brought in somebody else to revoice act the entire role.
Peter Dinklage is awesome. Why would they do? Was it an annoying voice? I don't understand.
I liked the Peter Dinklage thing. I think the way his cadence in some of his voice lines, I don't think people really cared for the way he delivered some of his stuff. The Ghost.
They should bring him back as a voice pack. I would start playing Destiny just for that. But they would do it as the character of Tyrion Lannister.
So
just be like, I drink and I know things.
I liked the Peter Dinklage voice. That's because I bought Destiny day one. but too many people complained about it, and so they recasted the role. And when they released the second DLC update, they changed everything.
Well, that was the real decline, the start of the decline of Activision.
Of Activision right there.
Anyway, Microsoft's going to clean that whole mess up with a big old mop.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing that could happen from this merger, I still think, is WoW on console.
I totally took that conversation on a tangent. I apologize.
You Destiny nerd. The next game / series, Diablo. Now, for a while, the things with Blizzard were looking so bad. I was like, we're not getting Diablo 4. It's not going to happen. It's all the way in the back bedroom, and the house is burning down. There's no chance that they're getting if they're not getting Overwatch 2 out, or they're barely getting it out, Diablo 4 is cooked. But I now have hope. That...
So, we all played Diablo 3 on the Switch. And
then again on PC.
And while I enjoyed Diablo 3, it didn't grab me. And then we tried to play Diablo 3 on PC for a little while, and that tapered off. And then we tried to play Diablo 2 on PC, and that also tapered off.
Diablo 2 did not age well. And Blizzard's servers for Diablo 2 were made out of like silly string and putty. It was absurd.
Diablo's servers for Blizzard's servers for Diablo 3 were why we left Diablo 3.
Yeah, on Switch. They didn't work. It didn't work. We couldn't play together.
It was a known problem on other consoles. It just also came over to the Switch.
So there is hope for Diablo 4. I really hope Microsoft takes puts on their big boy pants and goes, guys, you're not going to screw this up. Okay? We're not going to let you screw it up. Here's our servers. Take your servers, throw them in the trash with half the staff. And now here's big boy Microsoft servers. Did Halo crash on launch? No. If Halo's not going to crash on launch, Diablo 4 is going to be able to launch smoothly. I have confidence.
I was one of the people who Jeremy says I was one of the people who tried to watch or tried to log in Diablo 3 on launch.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you
when
know
all
the
of the servers crashed hard, yeah.
So
Jeremy's seen some shit. So yeah, Diablo 4 now has hope. StarCraft.
So South Korea has a huge StarCraft following.
Yes.
Like the StarCraft games are still very popular.
Yes.
It's not just South Korea. There's an entire
it's still got an esports scene
European
for sure.
Over there that loves the StarCraft games. StarCraft 2 was pretty good. Do you think that there could be another StarCraft in the pike?
Maybe.
In the pipe?
I think it's more of StarCraft 2 on N64. I had StarCraft 1 on N64. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was a horrible. There are certain games that are not made to be played on console.
I had a lot of the Command and Conquers on N64.
Ugh. It hurts my thumbs just thinking about that. I don't really think there's going to be a StarCraft 3, but did they ever make the StarCraft Ghost game, the first-person shooter? I don't think they did, right? It was a thing, and then they canceled it, and it was a thing, and then they canceled it. If Microsoft's going to do... Yeah, if Microsoft's going to do anything with StarCraft, I think it's going to be spin-offs. I don't think it's going to be StarCraft 3, because I think there are bigger fish to fry, there's bigger games, and I think if they made a first-person shooter or something similar with the StarCraft IP, it would probably do just as well. Because I don't think you can really sell a StarCraft 3 on console. That's a PC game at the end of the day. So I think they might use the StarCraft IP for different things, but I don't think it's StarCraft 3. I don't think that's going to happen. Candy Crush. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Candy Crush is coming to console.
I'm trying to find it because I know I have it on here.
What? StarCraft?
No.
You have StarCraft on your Switch? We need to talk about this.
we need to talk about
Not sure about Xbox, but mouse and keyboard work on PS4. Yeah, I think you could do mouse and keyboard on Xbox if you really try.
Xbox has a huge accessibility settings that are not just geared for like mouse and keyboard for hardcore players, but it's also geared towards having so many different ports that allow for disability people with special types of controllers and stuff. So they offer multiple forms of inputs.
You could, but I don't think, like, the vast majority of people, like 99%, are not hooking up a mouse and keyboard to their Xbox. Correct.
I can't find it now, but I know for a fact that I have a Candy Crush style game, but it is Disney's Frozen.
What?
It's just like Candy Crush.
You have so much junk on your Switch. Your Switch looks like my junk drawer in my kitchen. You have like all these like 49-cent games that you're just like.
I mean, yeah.
You are Microsoft. You are a true Microsoft fanboy in the fact that you look and you're like, I could buy this, so I will. Just all of the games.
Under $1, I'll get it. $1.19, that's my threshold. If you fall above the $1.19 mark, it's a little too much.
The price psychology is real.
Yep.
Oh, you played 14. Okay, so you some people do play 14 on PS4. I feel like if I'm going to play a game on a console, the appeal of playing games on consoles to me is using a controller and not having to get carpal tunnel.
To the Candy Crush point, like, there are games like that on the Switch. This is what the point that I was trying to make.
I think the smartest thing Microsoft can do for Candy Crush is nothing. Is just let it do its thing, let it rake in millions and millions of dollars for parents at their kids' softball games not paying attention and playing Candy Crush. Like, that's I think that's just like a self-driving car cash cow for Candy Crush. So,
I mean, yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Now it's the bonus time. Is Microsoft gonna screw it up? Or let me rephrase that. How is Microsoft gonna screw this up?
That wasn't an if Microsoft will screw it up. It's how they will screw it up.
What creative new ways?
So, your direction for this question is fueled by a history of hate that you have because of very specific things.
Yes.
Not because of genuine concern.
No, it is a let me give context. Let me give context.
I apologize to those of you who are still listening.
So first of all, I think it's a well-known fact that Microsoft acquires companies and doesn't really feed their pets, right? Did they acquire a little company called Westwood Studios back in the day? How are they doing? Oh yeah, they're dead. That goldfish got flushed down the toilet a long time ago. Rare. It's rare that we even see games from them now. After they got put in the Microsoft house.
You know what Rare is doing anymore, to be honest with you.
Exactly. But despite all of these transgressions over the years, my main bone to pick with Microsoft is about Minecraft. I played Minecraft when it was in beta. I played all the updates. I did all the snapshots.
Hold on.
What?
You back up. Let's not disrespect our dedication to Minecraft. We played Minecraft back when it was still ran on an Internet Explorer window.
Yeah, I played. I got like a humble bundle.
It was before beta. Like,
I got it on a. I got a free
pre-alpha.
I got a free demo of Minecraft in a humble bundle. I got in like 2009, 2010, I think. And I played it. I'm like, this is looks terrible, but it's kind of fun.
And then where was I?
I don't know. But we played a lot of Minecraft.
Yes.
And I can tell you, as someone who's played Minecraft from the beginning, that and so Minecraft has gone through a lot of transitions. It's got obviously it went from the little indie that could into like one of the biggest games in the universe. And that's fine. And you're going to have growing pains, and that's fine too. But Microsoft acquired Mojang and proceeded to make every possible mistake with everything surrounding Minecraft. If you want to talk boring, Minecraft on console is numbing vanilla 100% of the time. So I like the direction that Minecraft has been developed inside the game, right? If we're talking about just the actual game itself, the updates, the mobs, all the additions, the fact that they're still coming out with huge expansions for free, good on you. That's great. That has been wonderful.
All provided
Everything
and made available
by Mojang.
Because of Microsoft.
No, Microsoft owns them. Mojang is still developing their stuff.
Mojang is making it, but who do you think they're getting their money from?
I don't care. I don't give credit to my interior design from my bank because that's where I took my money out from. Get out of here. But so Mojang's development of Minecraft has been pretty good. But platforms, nixing out Java from being crossplay with everything else, that was horrible and only done to make people buy more shit. Yes, and I don't say buy more stuff, I say buy more shit because it's all shit. Minecraft used to be a community-oriented game where you could download community skins for free, where you could mod your server and your game with mods from the community for free. And now you go on Minecraft, if you can even log into it, because I can't even tell you the nightmare it is to try and log out of Minecraft and log in with somebody else's account for the first time.
Because they have a Mojang account, they have their Microsoft account, and then there's the authenticator that's in the middle. And you're trying to switch accounts, and one of the other two, the authenticator or the Mojang account, are still links to the original, and you're trying to change it.
There's been
it's not designed that way.
It's got worse account management than Square Enix, and that is a statement. Yeah. The multiplayer works unless you're an original player playing on Java, into which Microsoft just says, fuck you. And
you are on the Better Together update, which is the cross-platform update. The game works perfectly fine. But it's been it's been a well-known, established fact that Java was not going to be supported the same way that the console was.
And why is that? Because they can't monetize Java.
No. Sure, because they can't monetize Java, but they also cannot develop at the exact same pace on PC for console. And they wanted the people on console to be able to play together in the same ecosystem.
But they
had to separate them.
The updates come out at the same time now.
Now they do, and how long did it take them to get there?
So why isn't it crossplay?
Because they've already established an ecosystem where they can make money.
Because they can't monetize Java. That's why. Anyway, you have the marketplace that just looks like a smarmy flea market. Realms is an absolute mess. Realms doesn't update automatically. Realms crashes. I had better server stability when I used to run my Minecraft server out of my one-bedroom apartment from my, 5-year-old PC. I digress. Minecraft has been absolutely screwed up. When I have an example,
been screwed up.
Because you don't... When's the last time you even played Minecraft on your computer?
I play it on my computer probably
Yes.
anytime I play with Little Red, which is almost
Do you have a Realms? No, wait, we'll talk about this later.
No, I do not have a Realms.
So...
I don't do Realms. I do peer-to-peer.
If you want to do anything except turn on your Xbox and play Minecraft, Minecraft sucks now. And so when someone says, "Oh, when is
clear, the game does not suck."
The game doesn't suck. No, once you're in the game, you're fine. But logging in, account management, figuring out multiplayer, realm management, and disgustingly bad monetization. The marketplace for Minecraft looks worse than the depths of the Nintendo eShop in the free section by a lot.
I will give you that. The Minecraft marketplace is horrible.
Everything that they do in Minecraft is like constantly pointing you to Marketplace. Marketplace even has like dark UI where it like flashes and things come up and you're like, what's that? Oh, it's a septic tank. It's terrible. It's so bad. Anyway, if Microsoft treats any of the Blizzard Activision account management, anything like they've done to Minecraft, we're in trouble. I don't think they will. Because Minecraft was a game you paid $20 for, and then you enjoyed forever, and you had all these free things, and there wasn't crappy microtransactions, and Microsoft said, hold my beer. Call of Duty is already filled with terrible microtransactions. World of Warcraft already has a subscription, and Overwatch also has a gambling mechanic. So they already have things that they can just roll with. They don't need to interject terrible design.
The only microtransactions that are available in Minecraft are if you want specific community-made mods like driving cars or custom build like houses or special types of dolphins and octopuses and animals and creatures that are not in the game inherently, or if you want specific skins.
Or textures.
Not some textures, yes. There's many other textures come out for free, but some textures, sure.
Ooh, you can buy WoW subs with in-game gold. Interesting. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yo, King George, welcome in. We're just having a little bit of a discussion about Minecraft. Yeah, I forgot that you can I forgot that's another reason why a lot of people left World of Warcraft is because you essentially can pay to win World of Warcraft now. You can pay real money for gold. Blizzard was tired of Chinese gold markets being the only one to profit. So Blizzard said, you know what? You guys want to pay for gold? Fine. And now you can pay money to get gold and then use that gold to buy experience, to buy gear. You essentially can get to the absolute end game of WoW without playing WoW. You can now play World of Warcraft with your wallet. You don't even need a mouse and keyboard. You just sweat. This is how you play. Yeah.
So Blizzard is right to want to defend themselves by cutting off the Chinese market, but at the same time, they then need to change some of the mechanics in games because they make that type of change.
George, I can pay to win for you guys to get drunk, and it's worth it. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a drunk stream. Nintendads plus drinks equals win. Yeah. Anyway, I have very little faith in Microsoft's ability to monetize things in a responsible way.
Microsoft, if they're going to do anything, they're going to change how that entire WoW currency thing is set up. They'll drastically change it in order to fix that. That is not something that Microsoft agrees with.
Yeah, no, that's not going to stay in. So, I would like to see...
To your point, Jeremy, I agree with you. WoW went down with that, and that's one of the reasons for the mass exodus as well. That's going to be fixed.
I think WoW is going to be the game that Microsoft has their hands in the development the most, because it needs the most help. It's got the most potential, and it's
It
a
also has the biggest
subscription.
history. It has the biggest history of a fan base that they're going to want to cultivate and support.
Yeah. So I love. There's even a bullet point. Presto rants about Minecraft.
Yep.
Moving on. Well, we kind of already talked about this. What will become Xbox exclusive? Not Call of Duty. And I don't know that
list. I don't really think that they'll make anything from this exclusive.
Microsoft. Microsoft.
Yeah, Microsoft. I heard that. I laughed. Pre-gaming before the stream. So I think from what Microsoft acquired from Blizzard, I don't see exclusivity. From what Microsoft acquired from Bethesda,
Absolutely.
I think we're going to see...
Oh, hello, Mr. Borelli. How are you this fine evening? How come it's curious that King George comes in, mentions drinks, 2 minutes later, Bernie drops in.
My father shows up. I think maybe George is conspiring against us.
But yeah, I don't really think... Like, I think World of Warcraft coming to console would be the biggest thing. Overwatch might become console exclusive, but I really don't know that anybody cares.
Yeah, no.
Probably analyze what console has the majority of sales for each game and decide from there. Yeah, I don't think there's any big, bad, scary console exclusives because they already addressed Call of Duty. That would have been the one that would have made waves, and they've already said, don't worry about it. Sleep easy, Call of Duty players. Just get ready to pay. Just get ready to open up your wallet.
So, your thoughts, because we've talked about it, and let's circle back to it. Game Pass.
Oh, Game Pass looking dummy thick. It's got everything now.
Game Pass is the best offer if you're a gamer. It literally is the best offer in the market.
By the way, I don't really hate Microsoft. I really hate what Microsoft did to Minecraft, but I don't really hate Microsoft. Windows 95 was phenomenal. So
yeah, 95 was pretty phenomenal.
But yeah,
PlayStation is trying to develop something. As we're talking about competition, they are definitely behind in what Microsoft has done.
Yeah, but PlayStation can pull it. PlayStation has a library of games. They need something though. They need an edge.
Microsoft is trying to pull the Netflix of gaming, and I think that
they're there. They're there. Yeah.
The big thing now is maintaining that. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is to constantly add and change their library and acquire more companies to work with them.
I think they have enough companies in their pocket.
The easiest way to do that is to buy the company and just make them theirs. And then make those companies make new games consistently. But they also have the opportunity of doing partnerships with other companies in order to make that happen. So we'll see where that goes.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. If they did World of Warcraft on console and made it part of Game Pass, it would blow up. I mean, if they changed some of the things about World of Warcraft, like I said, they're going to have their hands in the dough for that one. I think if they make the necessary changes, bring World of Warcraft to console, huge deal, add it to Game Pass, then Final Fantasy XIV might have some competition. But how long is that going to take? That's going to be like 23, 24 at this point, right?
Probably.
Do you think that Microsoft is going to push Activision Blizzard to make new IP? Because the last new IP that Blizzard made was Overwatch.
That I think that's exactly what Microsoft's entire future relies on, is getting Bethesda and getting Blizzard and Activision to start developing new things. Like, yes, Call of Duty can be pumped out every year, have a department or two to, just like Ubisoft did with Assassin's Creed, just rotate who is developing the next year's game. Fine, whatever. If people wants to drone away at Call of Duty games and spend money on them, let them push that garbage out. That's fine for them, as long as it continues to make them money. But the entire Game Pass library is going to rely on new content coming. That's how PlayStation has gotten such a huge foothold in the gaming market, and they have created some exclusive games.
Yeah,
like
God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon,
Yeah, Jerry's
Ghost
been
of
listing them
Tsushima.
out.
Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game.
Yes.
It is a top. Ghost of Tsushima is right up there as to one of the pinnacle reasons why the gaming world has more money in it than the entertainment. It's the biggest entertainment budget out there. Is the gaming market. Last of Us, the first one, not the second one, the first one was phenomenal. Top tier gaming. I got a PlayStation console just to play Last of Us. It's that good.
So PlayStation does have a library that if they came out with the PlayStation game, they could put up a fight. And here's the other thing. PlayStation owns the fighting game community market.
Yeah.
They're losing in a little bit to PC. They're slowly losing it a little bit to PC because starting with Guilty Gear Strive was PC. That was really the first modern fighting game where PC became the main place to play it because it had input delay on every other platform. And with games like I think the DNF fighter, the Dungeon Fighter Online fighter, I think is going to be PC only. And then the big determining factor for the future of where fighting games are going to live is a while off, but it's going to be Project L, the League of Legends Riot fighting game. That one's going to be tremendous. If Sony somehow managed to pay and bribe and get Riot to say Project L fighting game is on PC and exclusively console PlayStation. Yo, Hero, what's up? That would be a big deal. If PlayStation came out and said, we're going to do our subscription service, and if you're a member of our subscription service, you play Project L for free, and that's the only way to play it on console, that would be a silver bullet towards Game Pass. But and I mean you still have people in two camps where you're going to have PlayStation players, you're going to have Game Pass players. I don't know that PlayStation's subscription service is going to be in such direct competition off the bat because podcast, this is podcast episode. I will be streaming tomorrow. But I think PlayStation's subscription service is more of them looking at Xbox being like, yo, these guys are minting money with this subscription service. We have a library. We should do it. And then 10 years down the road, Nintendo will be like, we should make a legitimate subscription service with all our games instead of releasing one N64 game over the course of like 6 months. If Xbox gets their hands on Legend of Dragoon remake, I would have to buy an Xbox. Yeah. I think Cham played Legend of Dragoon on his stream a while ago. But yeah, Xbox.
Hero, you missed it, but on Sunday I got to AR-16 in Genshin Impact, so I am now multiplayer ready. But don't hold out for Friday, because Friday, if you've seen the poll, Pokemon Legends.
What is the poll at? I haven't even checked it. I haven't checked it this whole time. It's going to be such a treat. It's like when you have leftovers in your fridge and you forget about them. Oh, Lord.
So Friday's poll is, or Friday's stream is most likely going to be a Pokemon game.
100% of the chat voted that we should do Pokemon.
100% of everybody in chat, really?
Yeah. Everybody who voted for Pokemon.
Can I change my vote? Just so there's a...
You can, but you won't. Don't do it. Oh man. So we will play multiplayer Genshin Impact. It's still in the rotation.
Still in the rotation. We haven't forgotten about it. But
maybe I could pop in on your Sunday stream if you're playing, if you play Genshin, pop in, maybe.
And I could.
Unless you're playing Pokemon, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have to play that out. Yeah.
Um.
So let's do this side quest because this is going to stir up some conversation. So the side
I'll
quest,
be playing Pokemon too. Nice.
Side quest Sean of the day is: do you think with the purchase of Blizzard and Bethesda and everything else that they've acquired, do you think Microsoft is forming a monopoly within the gaming industry? That's the first part of the question.
No.
The second part of the question is, if you don't think so, what company next should Microsoft acquire?
No, they don't have a... Corporal Sunday stream times are weird for me.
Yeah, we've talked about
Corporal
that,
Sunday streams are weird. Period. For everyone. Who should they... I remember talking about this with you or with somebody else, and there was like... I mentioned some game, and I was like, I'm actually surprised Microsoft hasn't picked them up. I don't think so, but it would be interesting if they got EA Sports. EA, I mean, at least they haven't broken into the beer. EA... I mean, because you do have access to the EA Pass with Game Pass.
Yep.
So there's a weird... I could see it happening. I could see them merging with EA or buying EA. I'm trying to think. There was another game company that I was like, oh yeah, I'm surprised
Sega.
Microsoft doesn't own them. No, because Sega works really closely with everybody.
Yeah.
I would say if anybody was going to... I thought somebody bought Sega. Who owns Sega? Who owns Sega? Somebody owns Sega. Sega. Is Sega owned by Nintendo? Although Sega is not owned by Nintendo, they do have rights to many of the Sega games. Yeah, so if anybody's going to buy Sega, it's going to be Nintendo. Which, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? Right? Why would they buy Sega? That doesn't...
I mean, if we're going to finish the quote there, you buy the cow because, let's face it, whenever you and the cow go to another sale, she complains that she hasn't been bought either. You buy the cow because every single time she sees another cow get purchased, she stares at you wondering
when Sega starts looking at Nintendo and going,
Love me.
Why haven't you put a ring on Sonic's finger? Then maybe they'll buy Sega, but I don't think. I'm surprised EA is still making games. Their last 5 years has been hot. Yeah, EA stands for everything is absolutely
EA pumps out
bad.
a new game every year because of what, like NFL and hockey and baseball, like the rotations change for the characters, so they gotta, or not characters, for the players, so they gotta put in new characters. But like things like golf and like they add new maps, they like...
Tom just asked such a good question.
What do you think? Oh, if they bought
If
Capcom.
Microsoft bought Capcom, I would cry. I would actually cry.
Tom, that's probably the best answer to this question.
Microsoft buying Capcom would be everything I fear for Capcom. Because it's everything I said about Minecraft, all those worries and concerns. And the day I have to make an Xbox Live account to play Monster Hunter is the day my soul dies. The day I have to sync my Street Fighter Online account to my Xbox account and spend 12 hours merging my accounts is the day that I stop playing.
Salty by this account thing.
So bad.
It's irrational.
Sorry, your Windows key is not valid. You can no longer play Monster Hunter Rise on PC. If Microsoft bought Capcom, I would be beside myself. I would be so unhappy.
Phil Spencer, I know you can hear me. Please buy Capcom.
Look, we're having technical difficulties. Corporal's about to get muted. I would be very sad. That's a phenomenal question, Tom. I'd hate Resident Evil as an Xbox exclusive.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that should ever happen. Resident Evil needs to be shared.
Here's an interesting thing that just the Resident Evil exclusive made me weirdly think of. So we got the Vive, right? Or we got the Quest 2 VR. PlayStation VR 2 is coming. Is Xbox gonna take some of its toys and do its own VR thing? Because Xbox has the infrastructure, Microsoft has the infrastructure to put out software at scale, to put out hardware at scale. They haven't in a long time. But are we going to see Microsoft VR? Call of Duty VR? There's a handful of really good, and by really good I mean passable, barely. There's only a couple first-person shooters in VR that are compelling enough to buy. Can you imagine the money they would make if they launched Call of Duty VR on
Jeremy,
Xbox?
Go back in our episode history. We did an entire episode about VR gaming. In VR. We did the episode in VR.
VR, I would say
Go
VR is appropriately rated right now because it's not very highly rated. I don't think anybody's saying, oh, VR is a bit like, I love my Quest 2. I really love VR, but the software in the game is not there. It's not polished. The money and the infrastructure aren't there. Everything still looks very much like a tech demo.
Ready Player One is like the dream benchmark. I agree with you. I just don't think that we have the technology to get it there yet.
I think we do. We don't. Companies are not incentivized. There's not enough money in VR.
So Facebook is changing that. That is one of the things.
Facebook's doing something good. Well, arguably not, but they're helping push along something that we care about.
Facebook is the sole reason why VR tech companies are able to do more. I think it is going to be pushing that product in the right direction.
By 2030, we'll have it? Yeah. I mean, I think it's two things, right? You need and we talked about this in the VR episode, you need hardware that's accessible, is cheap, and is not stupidly uncomfortable. And you need it to be adopted at scale where it makes sense for millions and billions of dollars to be spent by developers making games for VR. Because porting games from 2D to VR does not work out very well. I found out recently that they ported one of my favorite shooters. Where is it? Borderlands 2. It's all the way back there somewhere. Did you know that there's Borderlands 2? You can fully play Borderlands 2 in VR.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's terrible. It is it's so badly rated on Steam, and everyone says you can't shoot in straight lines. The tracking cuts out. You get motion set. Like, it's just a terrible, terrible cash grab port. I'm surprised it wasn't from Microsoft, actually, but it's.
That was horrible. You take that back.
Oh, but it's bad because it's very hard to port a regular game into VR. They have to be done with VR.
You're lucky I'm not posting today's stream right now.
VR games really have to be done from the ground up, and that requires a lot of money. And it's not.
That was
the structure isn't there. By 2030, hopefully it will be. Anyway.
That was brutal.
Yes, VR.
My emotions are high.
I don't think it works for 99. Yeah, you're right. A lot of games, Minecraft in VR is awesome. But somebody who owns Minecraft removed Minecraft from the VR marketplace, and you can still get it if you do some research. But the one game that was successfully ported to VR in a good way is now disappeared, which I'm sure will reappear with a new price tag, and like you have to pay for your individual hands, like $5 to use the right controller, $5 to use the left controller. Anyway, all right, I'm done. I'm done taking cheap shots, even though it's so much fun.
Do you know what is running and sounds like a sneeze?
What's running and sounds like a sneeze?
A shoe.
Oh no!
A shoe.
A shoe.
A shoe.
A shoe. Oh, that joke stinks like a shoe. Specifically, my shoes, which don't smell great. Oh man. Anyway, I think that's the episode.
That's the episode,
guys.
everybody.
Thank you for coming on this journey with us. That was a fun one.
We had a lot.
We had a lot to say. So, again, to recap, for anybody who wasn't here in the beginning of the stream, pay attention to our Facebook page tomorrow and Wednesday. Probably Wednesday. The more I look at my schedule, the more I'm thinking it's Wednesday. So I will stream tomorrow. But Wednesday, there is going to be some news of maybe a little giveaway for a game that just came out for Switch. So check out that. We're probably going to stream Pokemon on Friday. Like, the people have spoken. The people have spoken. Thanks for this episode. It's 3 a.m. here. Awesome. Thank you for hanging out, Tom. We appreciate you. Man. Windjammers 2. Oh, Lord. Yeah, there's also another game we're going to take a look at. We're doing a rare back-to-back episode. We're going to do another episode of the podcast, same time next Monday.
We usually try to split up our podcast episodes so it's twice a month, almost, sort of.
But people keep throwing games at us. We have to keep up. We got to keep up. There's too much going on. So, yeah. Good night, Jeremy. Good night, Tom. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you. George, Burnbow.
King George, hero. All them folks. Who else was in here? Gamal, Kevin, Melissa, Driftwood
Marvin,
Traders, Tom,
Marcus,
Nay, Kevin. All the folks.
Tom, Jeremy.
Tom.
The true heroes here.
Yeah. Oh, Tom. Remember that? That was the GPS company. Tom.
Yeah.
I heard Microsoft bought them and just completely...
Oh, you know what? Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.